Have you ever felt perfectly fine, only to find out later that something serious was happening inside your body all along? What if I told you your kidneys could lose up to 90% of their function before you ever notice a single symptom? That means while you're sleeping, eating, or going about your day. These two silent organs could already be failing, and you wouldn't even know it. Unlike the heart, which pounds faster when it's under stress, or the lungs, which force you to cough when they're irritated, the kidneys remain quiet. They filter your blood every single minute, working day and night without complaint. But here's the terrifying truth when they start to fail. The earliest signs are so mild, just a little swelling in the feet, a bit more fatigue, or a restless night's sleep that most people dismiss them as normal aging. And by the time the warning becomes obvious, it's often dangerously late. This is why kidney disease is called the silent killer. It creeps up slowly, without drama, until the damage is already severe. And millions of Americans are living right now with kidneys under pressure, completely unaware of the risk. But here's the good news. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in this video, I'll reveal a hidden truth that could save your kidneys and protect your heart. Not all fruits are safe. Some of the very fruits you've been told are healthy can quietly overload your kidneys with potassium, natural sugars, and acids. Yet others simple. Everyday fruits can actually shield your kidneys and keep them strong. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the fruits you must limit, the ones you can enjoy safely, and the simple swaps that could mean the difference between healthy kidneys and silent decline. What you'll learn here may surprise you, and it may just change the way you look at the food on your plate tomorrow morning. Bananas. They're everywhere on breakfast table, in smoothies, tucked into school lunches. For decades, they've been marketed as the ultimate healthy snack, a quick boost of energy packed with vitamins. But here's the shocking truth for your kidneys. This so-called safe fruit can quietly become a dangerous overload. Take the story of a 70-year-old man who thought he was making the smartest choice. He cut out cookies and soda, and instead he ate 2 bananas every single day. He felt proud, like he was finally winning the health game. But during a routine checkup, his blood work showed dangerously high potassium levels, a silent condition called hyperkalemia. His doctor traced it back to one thing: his daily banana habit. Once he cut down to just half a banana a few times a week and swapped the rest for safer fruits, his potassium levels returned to normal. Now, let's talk science. One medium banana contains around 420 milligrams of potassium. For someone with kidney issues, that can be nearly a quarter or even half of their safe daily limit in just one fruit. And when potassium builds up because the kidneys can't filter it out, it disrupts the heart's electrical rhythm. At first it feels like mild fatigue or weak muscles, but as levels climb, it can trigger irregular heartbeats, or in the worst case, sudden cardiac arrest. So while bananas aren't bad for everyone, for aging kidneys they can shift from friend to silent threat. And here's the part most people miss. Many seniors replace sugary snacks with bananas, or blend 2 or 3 into their morning smoothies, thinking they're doing good when in fact, they're quietly pushing their potassium far beyond what their kidneys can handle. Do you recognize yourself here? Have you ever thought bananas were always safe? Drop a comment below, because I'd love to know how many of you rely on them daily without realizing the risk. But just knowing the truth about bananas isn't enough, because the next fruit hides an even more dangerous twist. It comes not in solid form, but in a glass, and millions of people drink it every morning believing it's healthier than soda. But only one sip too many can overload your kidneys in ways you'd never expect. Now, if bananas can be a hidden threat, what about that bright glass of orange juice so many people drink every morning? It feels fresh, natural, and far healthier than soda. But for struggling kidneys, oranges and orange juice can be a double burden that slips under the radar. Consider a 68-year-old woman who thought she was making the perfect switch. She gave up soda and proudly replaced it with a tall glass of orange juice every single morning. For a few months, She felt great, like she had finally taken control of her health. But then the fatigue set in, and her muscles started cramping. Blood tests revealed the truth: her potassium had spiked dangerously high. Her doctor explained something she never expected, that her daily orange juice habit was putting more strain on her kidneys than the soda she had abandoned. Here's why. A single orange has around 240 milligrams of potassium, but a standard cup of orange juice can deliver nearly 470 milligrams in one sitting. And because it's liquid, you can drink far more potassium in seconds than you would ever eat whole. On top of that, oranges carry a natural acid load, forcing already weak kidneys to work overtime just to balance your body's pH. That's the hidden double-punch: potassium overload plus acid stress that can quietly push the kidneys closer to failure. And here's the kicker: concentrated orange juice, the kind many people believe is even healthier, is actually worse. It condenses the fruit into an even more powerful hit of potassium and acid, pouring strain onto an organ that's already fighting for balance. So what's the smarter move? If you love the refreshing taste of citrus, keep it limited to a few slices once or twice a week, and swap your morning drink for water with a squeeze of lemon instead. That way, you still get the flavor without the overload. Tell me in the comments, have you ever thought orange juice was your healthy alternative? You're not alone. Millions of people fall into this trap every day. But only knowing about oranges isn't enough, because the next danger doesn't pour into a glass. It fits right into the palm of your hand. Sweet, chewy, and marketed as nature's candy. This snack can secretly deliver a full day's worth of potassium in just one handful. And most people have no idea how risky it really is. They look harmless, even healthy dates, raisins, prunes, small, sweet, and marketed as nature's candy. But for weakened kidneys, dried fruits are one of the most dangerous traps hiding in plain sight. Think about a 61-year-old man with early kidney decline and diabetes. He wanted to quit processed cookies, so he proudly switched to dates, eating a handful every afternoon. At first, he thought it was a smart, clean choice, but within months, his blood sugar was out of control. His kidney function dropped faster than expected, and his potassium levels were sky high. The healthy snack he trusted was quietly accelerating his decline. Here's the science. When fruit is dried, it doesn't just shrink, it concentrates everything inside. A single cup of raisins packs over 1,000 milligrams of potassium, more than double the amount in fresh grapes. Even just a few dates or prunes can deliver as much potassium as your kidneys should handle in an entire day. And because they're small, it's easy to eat way more than you realize. On top of that, the heavy natural sugars in dried fruits spike blood sugar levels, which damages kidneys even further. For someone with both kidney issues and diabetes, this combination, potassium overload plus sugar surge, is a ticking time bomb. So what's the better choice if you need something sweet? Stick with safer, low potassium fruits in their fresh form. Even apples or blueberries can satisfy your craving without crushing your kidneys. And if you absolutely love dried fruit, keep portions tiny and occasional, never daily. Be honest, have you ever reached for raisins or dates thinking you were making a healthier choice? Drop your answer below, because so many people are shocked when they learn the truth. But just cutting back on dried fruits isn't enough, because the next superfood has been praised for its heart benefits, splashed across social media, and added to smoothies everywhere. Yet for your kidneys, even half of this trendy fruit can quietly tip the balance into danger. For years, avocados have been crowned the king of healthy eating. They're splashed across Instagram, blended into smoothies, and celebrated on toast as the ultimate superfood. But here's the harsh truth when it comes to your kidneys. Avocados can be one of the most misleading health foods of all. Take the case of a 55-year-old woman who proudly embraced a plant-based lifestyle. Every morning she added half an avocado to her smoothie, and at lunch she topped her salad with another half. She thought she was doing everything right, cutting out processed snacks, choosing clean fats, living the green life. But when her lab results came back, her potassium levels were dangerously high, and her doctor warned that her heart rhythm was already being affected. She couldn't believe that the very fruit she trusted for health was silently putting her life at risk. Here's the science. A single medium avocado contains nearly 975 milligrams of potassium, almost half the daily safe limit for someone with reduced kidney function. For kidneys that can no longer filter potassium effectively, even half an avocado eaten regularly can push blood potassium into the danger zone. And once that happens, the symptoms are sneaky: a little fatigue, some muscle weakness, until suddenly it escalates into irregular heartbeats or even cardiac arrest. The risk is even greater when avocados are eaten in concentrated forms like guacamole. A few scoops at a party can equal more than an entire avocado, delivering a surge of potassium your kidneys simply cannot handle. It's a hidden overload wrapped inside a food that the wellness industry sells as safe. So what's the safer choice? If you love creamy textures, try blending a small portion of yogurt with herbs, or using hummus instead. These swaps give you flavor and satisfaction without crushing your kidneys under potassium overload. Now let me ask you, have you ever thought of avocados as a harmless superfood? Many people still do. Comment below if this one surprised you, because it's one of the most common blind spots I see. But knowing about avocados isn't the end of the story, because the next fruit looks refreshing, light, and hydrating. On a hot summer day, people eat it by the bowl, never realizing that each bite is quietly loading their blood with more potassium than their kidneys can handle. And for many seniors, that's when the real danger begins. They look so innocent, light, refreshing, full of water. On a hot summer day, a big bowl of cantaloupe or honeydew feels like the healthiest way to cool down. But here's the hidden problem for struggling kidneys. Melons can silently tip the balance into dangerous territory. Picture a 66-year-old man who wanted to stay hydrated during a brutal summer. Every afternoon, he filled a large bowl with sweet melon, thinking it was far safer than soda or juice. But within weeks, he felt drained, his heart skipped beats, and his blood tests revealed severe potassium overload. His doctor explained something he had never considered: his daily melon habit was quietly putting his kidneys and heart at risk. Here's the science. 1 cup of cantaloupe has about 430 milligrams of potassium, and honeydew can climb close to 460 milligrams. That may not sound like much, but the danger isn't in one slice, it's in the portion size. Because melons feel light and watery, most people don't stop at 1 cup. They eat half a melon, or even an entire bowl, without realizing they're stacking up thousands of milligrams of potassium in one sitting. For kidneys already struggling, that's like dropping a weight they can't lift. The result is hyperkalemia, potassium building silently in the blood until it disrupts the heart's rhythm. At first, it's subtle fatigue, weakness, a skipped beat. But it can escalate fast, and for seniors, that can mean sudden cardiac danger. So what's the safer approach if you truly love melons? Keep portions small and occasional, never an entire bowl. And always balance them with low potassium fruits like apples or blueberries to reduce the load on your kidneys. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever sat down with a big bowl of melon on a hot day, thinking it was the safest choice? Comment below if this surprised you, because it's one of the sneakiest habits I see. But melons aren't the final twist, because the next fruit is celebrated as a powerful superfood for heart health, sold in premium juices, and praised across cultures. Yet for your kidneys, it delivers a double strike of potassium and acid that can quietly turn into a life-threatening overload. And most people never see it coming. They've been called the jewel of fruits, bright red, packed with antioxidants, praised in ancient medicine, and sold today as premium superfood juice. Pomegranates are everywhere in health magazines and grocery stores. But here's the catch for your kidneys. This so-called miracle fruit can quietly become a double-edged sword. Take the story of a 52-year-old man who wanted to protect his heart. Every morning, he drank a glass of pomegranate juice, proud that he had swapped out sugary drinks for something natural and powerful. But within weeks, he started feeling weak. His chest felt heavy, and blood tests revealed dangerously high potassium. His doctor quickly identified the culprit, his daily juice habit. The very drink he believed was saving his heart was silently putting his kidneys and his life at risk. Here's the science. One medium pomegranate contains more than 650 milligrams of potassium, already a huge portion of the daily limit for anyone with reduced kidney function. And when it's turned into juice, the danger multiplies. A single glass can pack more potassium than your kidneys can safely process in an entire day. Add to that the natural acids, and you've got a double-burden potassium overload plus acid stress. That combination forces weak kidneys to work harder, while potassium quietly builds up in the blood until it disrupts the heart's rhythm. For people with healthy kidneys, the body can filter this out. But if your kidneys are already declining, the risks escalate quickly: fatigue, irregular heartbeat, or even sudden cardiac arrest. And the worst part, pomegranate juice is often marketed as better than soda, tricking people into thinking they're making the safer choice. So what's the smarter path if you enjoy pomegranates? Keep it minimal and occasional, never daily, and never in concentrated juice form. Safer fruits like grapes or apples give you antioxidants and hydration without overwhelming your kidneys. Let me ask you directly, have you ever thought pomegranate juice was a safe daily habit? If so, you're not alone. Millions fall for the marketing without realizing the risk. But just avoiding pomegranates isn't the end of the story, because now we're about to flip the script. Not all fruits are enemies, some are your kidneys' strongest allies. And the very first one may surprise you, because it's so simple, so ordinary, yet it can protect your kidneys day after day. And that's where the story turns from fear to hope. After all the hidden dangers, let's finally talk about a fruit that plays on your side. Simple, affordable, and often overlooked: the apple. While bananas, melons, and pomegranates can quietly overload your kidneys, apples bring steady protection, bite after bite. Think of Margaret, a 70-year-old woman who nearly lost control of her kidney health. She swapped her bananas and orange juice for fresh apples as snacks. Instead of watching her potassium climb, her blood levels steadied, her energy returned, and her doctor was amazed at the turnaround. It wasn't a magic pill. It was a simple daily habit, and apple a day really did make a difference. Here's why. A medium apple contains only about 195 milligrams of potassium, less than half of what you'd get from a single banana. That makes it safe for people with weakened kidneys, even if eaten daily. But the benefits don't stop there. Apples are rich in a soluble fiber called pectin, which lowers cholesterol and keeps blood sugar steady. Since both high cholesterol and diabetes are major kidney stressors, this one fruit helps reduce two risks at once. And don't forget the peel. Apple skins are packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that protect delicate kidney tissues from further damage. They're also hydrating, making them a refreshing swap for desserts or snacks that usually come loaded with sugar and hidden potassium. So if you're looking for an everyday fruit that supports your kidneys rather than stressing them, apples are one of the smartest choices you can make. But let me ask you, do you eat apples daily, or do you reach for other fruits first? Drop a comment below. I want to see how many of you are ready to make this simple shift starting today. Still, just relying on apples isn't the full answer, because the next fruit is small, colorful, and far more powerful than its size suggests. And the compounds hiding in its deep blue skin can fight the very oxidative stress that drives kidney decline. Tiny, sweet, and bursting with color, blueberries may look small, but for your kidneys, they're one of the most powerful defenders you can eat. Unlike bananas or melons, these little berries carry almost no risk of potassium overload, yet they deliver protection that works deep inside your body. Take Robert, a retired carpenter in his late 60s. After years of fighting high blood pressure and declining kidney function, his doctor suggested adding blueberries to his meals. Robert was skeptical. How could a handful of berries make a difference? But after a few months of eating them with his morning yogurt and sprinkling them over his oatmeal, he noticed something: his blood pressure dropped, his energy improved, and his follow-up test showed his kidney function had stabilized. For him, those little blueberries turned into a shield. The science explains why. A full cup of blueberries contains only about 114 milligrams of potassium, far below the danger zone. But their real strength comes from anthocyanins, the pigments that give them that deep blue color. These compounds are powerful antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, one of the biggest drivers of kidney decline. Oxidative stress inflames blood vessels and weakens filtration, but blueberries work like a fire extinguisher, calming that damage before it spreads. And the benefits don't stop at the kidneys. Blueberries also support your heart and circulation, which is critical since kidney and heart health are deeply connected. By improving blood flow and reducing inflammation, they create a two-for-one effect protecting both your kidneys and your cardiovascular system. The best part, they're easy to enjoy year-round. Fresh, frozen, tossed into smoothies, or even mixed into salads. Blueberries fit almost any diet, and unlike processed snacks, they satisfy your sweet tooth without the hidden dangers. So here's my question. Have you ever made blueberries a daily habit, or are they still a special occasion fruit in your home? Comment below. I want to know how many of you are ready to turn this tiny fruit into your daily defense. But don't stop here, because the next fruit isn't sweet at all. It's tart, sharp, and surprisingly powerful. And the compounds inside it don't just protect your kidneys, they actively block infections that can spread straight into them. They're tart, tangy, and not nearly as sweet as other fruits, but when it comes to kidney protection, cranberries are in a league of their own. For decades, they've been known for supporting urinary tract health, but what many people don't realize is how directly that helps safeguard your kidneys. Think about Susan, a 69-year-old grandmother who struggled with recurring urinary tract infections. Each time, the infection threatened to spread upward, putting her kidneys at risk of permanent damage. Her doctor recommended adding cranberries to her routine. At first, she wrinkled her nose at the sour taste, but she gave it a try, blending fresh cranberries into sauces and adding a few to her salads. Over time, her infections became less frequent. Her kidneys stopped feeling under attack, and she finally had peace of mind. The science behind this is fascinating. A cup of fresh cranberries contains only about 85 milligrams of potassium, extremely kidney safe. But their secret weapon is a group of plant compounds called proanthocyanins. These compounds make it harder for bacteria to stick to the walls of the urinary tract. In other words, they stop infections from climbing upward into the kidneys, reducing one of the hidden risks that so many seniors face. And it doesn't stop there. Cranberries are also packed with antioxidants and vitamin C, both of which fight inflammation and strengthen the immune system. For aging kidneys already battling stress, that means less inflammation, less infection, and more resilience. The best way to enjoy them: stick with fresh or frozen cranberries whenever possible. Cranberry juice often comes loaded with added sugar, which cancels out the benefits and adds new risks. Even a small handful of fresh cranberries blended into a smoothie can deliver protection without overload. Now, let me ask you, have you ever tried cranberries regularly, or do you only think of them during Thanksgiving dinner? Leave a comment below. I want to see how many of you are ready to give this tart little berry a real chance. But the story doesn't end with cranberries, because there's one more fruit that ties everything together. It's sweet, juicy, and comes in bunches, and what's hidden inside its skin can protect both your blood vessels and your kidneys at the same time. And it might already be sitting in your kitchen right now. Sweet, juicy, and easy to snack on by the handful grapes might just be one of the most kidney-friendly fruits you can keep at home. Unlike melons or bananas that weigh your kidneys down with potassium, grapes are gentle, protective, and surprisingly powerful when eaten regularly. Take Daniel, a 72-year-old retiree who was told his kidney function was slipping. He loves sweets and often reached for candy in the evenings. When his doctor suggested swapping candy for grapes, Daniel thought it was too simple to matter. But within months, his blood pressure improved, His swelling went down, and his energy returned. Those little red and purple grapes turned into his favorite nightly ritual, and his kidneys thanked him. Here's the science. A cup of grapes has about 288 milligrams of potassium, low enough to be safe for most kidney patients, even in moderate portions. But their real magic lies in the skin, where a compound called resveratrol works like a shield. Resveratrol is a potent antioxidant that improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and supports the delicate blood vessels your kidneys depend on. Better circulation means better filtration, and less inflammation means less long-term damage. On top of that, grapes hydrate the body without overloading it. Unlike melon, which tempts you to eat huge portions, grapes satisfy in smaller amounts, giving you fluids, fiber, and natural sweetness without pushing your potassium past the safe limit. The best part, grapes are versatile. You can eat them fresh, freeze them for a refreshing summer snack, or toss them into salads. They're affordable, easy to find, and safe enough to become a daily habit. So let me ask, have you ever thought about swapping your dessert or candy for grapes instead? Comment below if you're ready to try it, because small swaps like this are what truly protect your kidneys over time. Remember this, protecting your kidneys doesn't require perfection, just consistency. Every small choice, like swapping one risky fruit for a safer one, adds up over time. And I want you to know, you're not alone on this journey. I truly care about your health, and that's why I share these lessons so you can feel empowered, not afraid. If this video helped you, make sure to save it, because you'll want to come back as a reminder when you shop for your fruits. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you'll always receive the latest kidney health tips and medical insights to keep your body strong and protected. Most importantly, hold on to this hope. Your kidneys may be silent, but your choices speak for them. With small, consistent steps, you can give them the relief they need to serve you for years to come. And that's the future you deserve: healthy, steady, and full of life.